I hope over the last week or so, many of you have been able to participate in the hatchery. And there's a lot of new things coming down the pipe that we're extremely excited about. And this evening, we have Miss Lynette Orton, the creator of this wonderful platform that we've all grown to be extremely excited about. And she's going to be sharing some more info with us. So I'm going to go ahead and yield the floor over to her to share what she has to share with us tonight. And I just ask that everybody, if you have a pen and piece of paper, take down some notes. If you have any questions or whatever, we will not be doing a Q&A. However, a live Q&A. Well, we will have chat open, and I apologize in advance if we are not able to get to them all this evening. Most of the time, we'll answer questions kind of as they're coming in groups, because a lot of times, many of the questions are related or closely related to one another. So we'll do our best to field out those questions. If not, at any point in time, please go to the Discord group or chat in order to find out and fill in any of the gaps at this time. So, Miss Lynette, how are you doing this evening, ma'am?
I'm good. How are you? I tried to turn
Wonderful.
my video on. It said it's been disabled. So I don't know if you can allow me
Your
to do that or
video's been
not, but
disabled? Well, let's see if we can change that. Uh, See if that lets you do it. It should. There you go.
I believe so. There we go.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, it's not very good though. It's a little bit blurry, but that's okay. So I guess earlier this afternoon, I had this amazing presentation ready to go. I had to run some errands. I left my house and I come back and my computer had done an update and my presentation was gone. So today, I guess what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you some updates and touch on some avenues. We had a discussion in one of our WhatsApp groups the other day. What is the system of MoveQuest? How do you explain to people? How do you articulate it? Um, because some people have a difficult time, I guess, explaining it because our system is somewhat complex, but it has to be because we are completely decentralized, meaning you've got complete control over the whole system. You have control over your data. You have control whether you submit it, when you get your tokens, everything is managed by smart contracts. So I'm not sitting behind a computer desk managing it, where you push a button and you request that you receive your tokens. It's literally escrowed inside a smart contract. Glad to see you, Corey and Marnita, on the panel. Sorry, you guys, we've got company over tonight. And so I'm sitting, you can see the headboard. You see that moving around? Not very professional, but I'm not out in my living space like I normally would be. But anyway, it is a bit of a complex system to get started with. But here's the main thing you need to know. One, we are using our fitness trackers like my Apple Watch or your smartphone. And those devices are already tracking your fitness activity. They're tracking your steps, the calories you burn, the distance that you walk, your heart rate, the hours that you sleep, the time that you work out. And so what we're doing is you're giving permission for that data to feed into those miners. And every single miner is unique. Those are FT miners. You mint them in real time. There's no two miners that are alike. They each have their own elements and attributes, giving you mining power boosts and bonuses. And so you're Bluetoothing through your phone. You go into your settings, turn on your Bluetooth, and that data is coming into your miner. And that miner is generating hashes based on that physical activity that you're doing every day anyway. Of course, the goal with MoveQuest is for you to increase that physical activity, for you to become more active, for you to become more healthy. And the more that you move in a day, the more MoveQuest that you're able to mine. And then you submit that proof of physical activity to the blockchain. So if you take that internal wallet address, that spending wallet that you have inside the application or on the Web3, you can go to Snow Trace or Snow Scan, and you will see if you scroll down on that web page, it'll say to see more data, and you'll decode it. It'll show you the miners that have mined that physical activity and the physical fitness that you've actually recorded to the blockchain. And that is validating the movement that you've taken in a day to receive the tokens that you've mined out of the 2,500 that are distributed every single day. So the more you move, the more you mine. Then you have our ecosystem. And most of your projects do not have an ecosystem. We are a self-funding ecosystem. And that means every time that you are interacting with this project, it is a liquidity provider. Okay. In all your other projects, who here has been involved in crypto before, where you'll go buy the pre-sale tokens? There's a bunch of hype around that. Get them at 0.0001 cent, get them at 0.001, get them at 0.01, and then get them at a penny, get them at 10 cents, get them at $1, right? And they sell millions upon millions upon millions of them, and you got them dirt cheap. So you're excited because you're sitting there holding millions of them. But here's the next step. Now, all of you who have bought those tokens, you have to provide the liquidity. Now you need to take those tokens that you've purchased, you need to pair them to whatever token they're pairing it to for liquidity and inject it as liquidity. So the community pre-buys the tokens, which gives it a very no value basically, because there's no liquidity there to back those tokens. And then the community has to provide that liquidity on top of it. Okay, we have built MoveQuest like it was a blockchain. Okay, we're built on top of the blockchain, and everything you do is transacting to that blockchain, but we're a self-funding project. So that means every time you interact with a smart contract, you are paying an in-app fee, but that becomes the liquidity. And now we have 3 ways for people to get started. One, you can mint your miner. You go to the Web3, you mint a navigator, 60% of that MoveQuest that you have spent to mint that miner, it goes back into the vault for future mining in the year 2060. You can then go and evolve it up to the higher powered miners if you choose through the evolution. The second way is to use the hatchery. That right there is I'm telling you right now, if you're not in the hatchery, you will down the road wish that you had gone into it, because for those of you who are mining that physical activity every day, that's great, right? Because that's where you're getting those physical rewards. But if you go into the hatchery, for every MoveQuest that you've deposited into that hatchery, every single day that you submit your proof of physical activity, you're earning 0.001846 MoveQuest. And in 222 days, you're going to get all of that MoveQuest that you've earned through the hatchery rewards claimable to your wallet. Plus, you get all of your MoveQuest back that you deposited. So if you get started in MoveQuest and you deposit into the Tier 4 hatchery, you're getting miners immediately. It's a swap for holding. That's what it is. We are swapping you miners for holding onto the MoveQuest. So you are depositing the full price of what it would cost to go and mint the miner and evolve them. But at the end of 222 days, you get it all back. So it's like money in the bank, and you're getting those miners right away. So those miners essentially become the seeds in your farm, right? And those seeds are producing more MoveQuests for you. Okay, so you deposit the MoveQuest, you get the miners, and for 222 days, you submit that proof of physical activity, and every single day that you're submitting that proof of physical activity, you're earning 0.1846 per MoveQuest. I am making more MoveQuest in the hatchery right now than I am from my proof of physical activity. One, I'm not maxing out every day. My sister always tells me, get up on the hour and move for 15 minutes and you'll max out. She does it every single day. She's had hip replacement, all that, she's got heart problems, all kinds of stuff. She is more physically fit than I am. She gets up 15 minutes on the hour and she maxes out her physical activity every single day. Me, I get stuck on a computer. I'm sitting around. I'm I am not maxing out. But by being in the hatchery, I am earning MoveQuest. I think in the last week, I've gotten 19 MoveQuest tokens. I'm sitting on 43 submissions to claim with 17 MoveQuest. So I am earning more in the hatchery, but I'm being rewarded for holding my MoveQuest in the hatchery. And that's a big deal for all of you who are here in this project who really get this and you see the vision of this project. When you hold that MoveQuest, you're creating the scarcity. If we were to achieve the 280,000 in the tier 4 hatchery, we would immediately be fluid in the liquidity pool. And that means that every time somebody sold MoveQuest, it would not move the needle. It wouldn't drop the market value. We would be fluid. And there's enough that comes in through the daily submissions to cover all of the daily MoveQuest that is being mined at the moment with a fluid pool. Now, in 222 days, you've got a fluid liquidity pool when there's 280,000 in there. I'm going to share my screen just super quick. I wasn't going to do this tonight because everybody always tells me, don't share your screen because we can't see your calculator anyway. But I have to share my calculator because this is like the holy grail to me. Okay. This is like the MoveQuest Bible, and I just cannot help myself. It shows everything that you could ever possibly want to know about this project. So right now we are sitting with 127,000 MoveQuest tokens in the hatchery. Can everybody see that? If you're on your phone, you see that? That's the rewards hatchery, and there's 127,438 MoveQuest in that hatchery. We want to get to 280,000 in there. Why? Because that would give us 61% of the MoveQuest that's in circulation. It would pull it out of circulation. Okay, so right now, our wallets are holding 305,209 MoveQuest tokens. Now, let me show you something. Let's go down here and look at the liquidity pool. I'm going to bring this up really huge because I'm always told people can't see it because they come to the Zooms on their phone. And whoops, I want to show you this really fast. All right, we are 25% away from being fluid. Okay, that means that we are 74% fluid right now in the liquidity pool. We already have this banked. Okay, we already have the 78,000 MoveQuest tokens that need to be paired to 637,000 USDT tokens. That's all we need to be fluid in our liquidity pool. Now, I'm going to come up here. I'm going to show you what it looks like if we did have 280,000 in the rewards hatchery. Okay, we have 61% staked. Whoops, that notes thing. And it leaves only 152,000 MoveQuest in circulation. Now you'll see that we are only $17,000 away from being fluid. That's it. Okay, that's one day. And I'll just add we'll say 285,000 up here. Bring us fluid. There we go. We'd be 3,000 over. We would be at 100.27% fluid. That means we would have 0.27% more USDT. Now, that's what this hatchery does for this project. It brings us over the fluid mark, where now we have more USDT than we have MoveQuest in the pool. That's a great place to be because as people are selling the MoveQuest, they're pulling out the USDT, that over amount. And that's coming from the self-funding ecosystem. The next thing I'm going to show you real quick is the daily submissions. So currently, with the daily submissions, this is what we have currently mining, okay? In the mining rewards, we've got 5,299 navigators, 5,600 trailblazers, 2,600 explorers, 9,600 vanguards, 16,000, almost 17,000 titans. Okay, so there's a total of 40,198 miners. Now, not all of these miners are submitting. We're at about 4,100 submissions each day. But if you look, let's just say everybody was submitting, we have 2,500 MoveQuest a day that go out. Okay. Now, we would need $20,000 coming in from submissions to meet what the current market value, which is $8.13, or about when I did this chart earlier today. So right now, we're about 36% short, just the submissions of covering that from the self-funding ecosystem. So as the community grows, and this is what I'm going to show you down here. So let's say we double our numbers, right? We go to 10,000 navigators, 11,000 trailblazers, and this is times 2. Okay, this is double what we have up here. The same submission fees apply, but we've doubled our miners. Okay, that's about 3,500 people mining with 8 miners, okay, each per dock. Now look at what that does for the liquidity. Now you're talking about $5,890 above and beyond what you actually need for the 2,500 MoveQuest tokens that are going out. Now we've got 22%. So the more people that are engaged in the community that are doing the submissions, the more liquidity. You get 100,000 people, and I'm just going to show you guys this. Let's say we do this by 10, okay? And we get to where we have 400,000 miners in the mining dock. If you divide that by 8, because most people are mining with 8, you're talking about 50,000 people. That's it. 50,000 wallets that are mining. Okay, this is what's going into the liquidity every single day. Now, at today's market value, we only need 20,000. But because we've got 50,000 users in the community that are submitting that proof of physical activity, you've now got an extra $110,000 that are being added to the liquidity every single day. That's 84% surplus. And that's because the community is growing. And that's what we mean when we say it's a community-driven project. Our algorithm is based on the submissions. That's the core piece of the algorithm. So when people join the hatchery, that's bonus liquidity. When people evolve the navigators to the Titans, that's bonus liquidity. When people lease the miners, that's the third way to get started. You either mint and evolve, or you get your miners through the hatchery, or you lease the miners. Every time somebody is leasing those miners, they're making submissions. Okay, that's all liquidity. Every piece of this project is your liquidity. And that is what drives up the stability of the project. It's not about how many of you in the community are going to add the liquidity out of your own pocket. No, it's from the engagement within the ecosystem, just like on a blockchain. Every time you submit to the blockchain, every time you make a transaction, you buy, you sell, you swap, you bridge, there's fees involved. And those fees are part of that liquidity, part of the stability of that blockchain. And just like MoveQuest, those fees you pay here, that is the stability of the project. That is what provides that liquidity. And so as we grow, as the community grows, this project has absolutely no choice but to go up in market value, but for that liquidity to become even stronger. And so when you look at this project, when we come to the fluid calculator, I'm going to slide over here. Currently, we have a total of 1,100,127 banked MoveQuest, because there is 920,000 that'll be mined in the first year. And then 455,000 was going out through the reserve MoveQuest that everybody mined, the double the MoveQuest from August 1st to January 20 or 30th or 31st, whatever it was. And then you've got the remaining 450 something thousand that's in the hatchery. And then there was 803,000 that is set aside for liquidity. Plus the evolution contract has purchased over 300,000. So right now, this project already has, at today's market value, $8.9 million worth of MoveQuest banked. That's just $8.9 million of USDT, which is going to create a $17 million liquidity pool. And that only takes 25,000 Vanguards merged to Titans. That's 3,194 wallets. That's it. That's how close we are to a $17,000 liquidity pool plus what's already in there. So you're looking at almost $20,000 liquidity pool. And it only takes 31, almost 3,200 users joining our community and getting involved in the project. And that's when you're going to see this major push in that liquidity pool. And that hatchery is a big piece. So everything that we do in the ecosystem, everything you do, every time you push a button, every time you engage, you are strengthening the project. I had a really long conversation yesterday. It was I actually enjoyed, I was on a meeting with X Trends. Those of you that are on what used to be called Twitter, but now X. If you're not, create an account over there. It's great. Follow official, MoveQuest official. And then also follow X Trends. We're going to be working with them. They're going to do a lot of exposure for our project. They've got a really good following. And we're really starting to ramp up the exposure of MoveQuest. This week, we're finalizing. I always cut myself off in the middle of my own sentences. I'm ADHD to the core, if you guys can't tell. But jumping into the next subject, we're going through these major updates, right? We're getting ready to do the rebrand. I am one of the most impatient people you ever meet in your life. I want things done now. I want them done the way I want them done. There is no room for error. I don't like excuses. I'm just not easy to work with. And so a couple of days ago, I had a conversation with somebody who said, you have the golden unicorn. There is absolutely nothing like this in the crypto space. This is a game changer. It really is. And I had to sit back and think about that. I'm like, you know what? I get really irritated fast if things don't work out when they're supposed to. But I have to also look at what we've created over the last 3.5 years. Nobody on this planet has created what we have done. We have made smart contracts do things they were never intended to do. We have created the most decentralized system for any type of project in the crypto space that's ever been done. In the move to earn space, we will rightfully take the top spot in the move to earn space. There is not a move to earn project that can touch us. We've got projects that are out there that collectively they have millions of people and they don't have a token that can get past 10 cents. So when I look at our project, I had to take a step back and go, you know what, we've really made some remarkable achievements. We have a community of 4,100 people submitting every single day, guys. 4,100 people. Look at what the liquidity is doing. Look at how it stays stabilized. Look at what the market value is. We have 4,200 submitters in our community. What do you think this is going to do when there's 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 25,000, 100,000? This token is going to be it's going to be over the top. 100,000 people project, and you're looking at a token that's valued at, $50,000 to $75,000 a token. You have a couple 100,000 people in this project, and we've got a token that surpasses Bitcoin's market value right now today, because this has been fine-tunedly built. 90% stays with the community. It was built and designed to be a game changer. And it was designed and created to motivate and incentivize people to become the healthiest versions of themselves and create wealth. And I don't mean a little bit of money. I mean a lot of money. I never think small. I always think way big. And to me, $1 million is not a lot of money. Maybe to some people it is a lot of money. It's not. You can spend $1 million really, 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 really fast. Trust me. It goes very fast. That's not a lot of money in today's world. To me, our users, when you're making a couple million a year, you're doing great. And you can do that here. When you're only mining 1/10 of a MoveQuest a day, and MoveQuest is at $100,000, you're making $1,000 a day. That's $365,000 a year. The average household is making $40,000 to $50,000 a year right now. Combined 60,000 husband-wife team, if you don't have that college education and you're not in some specialized field. So I designed this with big dreams, big ideas, big goals, not little goals, but you don't get rich overnight. It takes babying it. It takes nurturing it and watching it grow. So the hatchery, that's a big deal. You want to know why? Because we look at that hatchery as these are our project supporters. These are the people that get it. These are the wallets who see the vision of this project. They get it. They know what's happening, and you're here for the long term. I mean, that's what that hatchery is about. Why? Because you're locking up them tokens for 222 days. You know that in 222 days, the market value of MoveQuest is not going to be $8.32. It's probably going to be $382 or $482 or even higher than that in 222 days. You're locking up those tokens because you want more of that MoveQuest. And you're getting that MoveQuest because you are a holder, because you do support the project. That hatchery is a beautiful thing. It is like the caveat of this project. So those are the people that are in the hatchery, the tier 4 hatchery. Those wallets, you will be whitelisted for the leasing when we release it this week, okay? For our testers. It will be fully functional and totally operational. So if you have people that are waiting on those leasing miners, you're going to be our ground floor testers. Okay, that's the easiest way for us to determine who those testers are going to be. All of you have those wallets in the tier 4 hatchery. You are going to be whitelisted to be able to start the leasing first. We want to get your feedback. Tell us what you think of it, if there's issues, if there's problems, and then in the next 7 to 14 days, we'll open it up community wide. But that's the easiest way. We've had so many people that have asked us, can we be on that first batch of testing? The easiest way is for us to just take that group of wallets and just, release it. So if you're in the tier 4 hatchery, you're going to be able to be the first testers on the leasing. Plus, you're in the hatchery, you probably have the extra miners that you're going to want to lease anyway. And then as soon as we test it, make sure everything is great, we're going to open it up to the whole community. So nobody's being penalized, because that might sound like it is, but you're kind of like VIP if you're in the tier 4 hatchery BI, because you are creating scarcity for that token. We don't like seeing red candles. Okay, I don't tell anybody what to do with your candles, but this project is brand new and nobody should be selling the token like they are right now. If you're selling and it's all red, you are not supporting the project in the way that you should. It's a brand new project and you always hold your tokens. You don't oversell the token. You don't sell when there isn't a demand for the token. That's just common sense. That's just economics and that's just real life. I'm just telling you how it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. Sell it if you want to sell it. The ecosystem is there to support it. But if you want to see the market value go up, stop selling it if there's not a demand for it. The green candles, that's showing a demand. That's when you want to sell when you see green. You never sell when you see red. I mean, that's just not even common sense, but do what you got to do. I'm not here to give you financial advice. I'm just here to tell you that it's probably about the silliest thing I've ever heard. Don't sell your MoveQuest if it's all red. I mean, if you want to see the market value go up, hold your tokens. It's brand new. We don't have the demand for it yet. We've got a community of 4,200 people. Is it a self-sustaining ecosystem? Yeah, it absolutely is. I actually like the price the way it is. Why? Because we can keep padding that liquidity. It makes it even more stable. But it's so nice to see those green candles now and then. I mean, it's just like, wow, it's pretty. Green is pretty. Red, that you don't ever want to see it like it is. You don't want to see it go up and then everybody just comes in and bing, 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 bing. And then the ecosystem, yeah, it pads it back up again, people buy again, and that's all fine and dandy. But do you guys understand that when you're dealing with crypto, it's all based on supply and demand? It's based on creating the scarcity of that token. It's based on selling when the price is high. You don't sell when the price is low. I mean, it doesn't even make sense. Why would you sell on a price that's dropping? You wouldn't. You don't do that. You wait for the price to go up. That's just you're never going to get ahead and build wealth if you sell on a down market. It doesn't make sense to do that. And you've got a project that's only been on the market for 185 days. That's it. If we'd been here 5, 6, 7 years, it wouldn't even matter. If we had a liquidity pool of $5-10 million, it wouldn't even matter. We're staying consistent at that 1.2 million. If the community would take 60 days and just don't sell your MoveQuest for 60 days, look and see what that liquidity pool would do. Give yourselves a chance to win. Give yourselves a chance to win. If you were broke before MoveQuest, you can do it another 60 days. And if you weren't broke before MoveQuest and you're selling, don't sell. Give it 60 days and watch this project turn around. We're getting ready to do our press releases. We're getting ready to do major marketing We are working with different companies. We are going to create the demand for this token. It's going to be there. And I'm just telling you, you want to be on the other side of that. You want to be on the other side where the green candles are, not on the side of the red. We created the hatchery because we want to create that scarcity. So the people that see what this project is doing, you're getting those miners, okay, immediately. Deposit the MoveQuest, you're pulling it out of circulation for 222 days. You get the miners, you can start mining the MoveQuest. You have to submit in order to get that day's reward. And then in 222 days, it gives that project a lot of time to beef up that liquidity. So when you do claim those tokens, you can sell what you want of them, and it doesn't have an impact on that market value. And so that's why, I mean, our hatchery, our tier 4 hatchery, in my opinion, those are our VIPs. I look at it like that. I don't know who these wallet holders are. I just see the wallets that are in the hatchery. I'm like, that's our VIP, 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 VIP. Why? They're holding, they're holding, they're holding, they're holding, they're holding. That's what this project needs. It needs our holders. And the self-sustaining ecosystem, it keeps it consistent. Why do you guys think you can keep selling and it stays at $8? Because it's got the ecosystem that can supply and keep that, it keeps that market value. That's the true market value of MoveQuest, $8 right in that area right now based on what's in supply. But if you want to see it go above that, then you create scarcity. You don't sell. You hold it, hold it. Get some diamond hands. You guys have been here since day one, right? We started on August 1st. Learn to have diamond hands. Nobody needs to sell MoveQuest just yet. Give yourself 60 days and see what it does for you. It's a big deal. I mean, I've been in crypto since 2008, didn't know what the heck it was, didn't understand it. 2009, 2010, 2011, I was spending a lot of time learning it. 12, 13, 14, I was really getting it down pat. And then the last 10 years, I'm addicted. It's all I think of. It's all I do. 24. I dream crypto. This is the most amazing space to be involved in. It's better than any financial space you could have ever gotten involved in at any point in your life. This is the game changer. There's nothing like MoveQuest on the market. You got to think about those things. I'm not a quitter, and I didn't spend 4 years building this project for it to fail. It will never fail. This project will never fail. I can say that with assurance. It's math. Math works. It's a self-funding ecosystem, and numbers don't lie. I can tell you exactly what it's going to do based on how many people come in and are involved in this community. I can tell you how long it'll take it to get to $100,000, $200,000. I can almost predict how long it would take a person to become a millionaire if they're holding or selling. Literally, I've got this thing down pat. It's a game changer. And over the next 2 and 3 weeks, you guys are going to see some amazing transformations take place. If you have not received your miners, if you guys are in the hatchery and you canceled and you haven't gotten them yet, will you please just, I had you guys put them in Discord, but nobody sent me those wallets. Just drop your wallet at hello@movequest.com. Hello@movequest.com. I canceled. I joined tier 4. Here's my wallet. If you didn't get your miners yet, I know I'm missing about 40 people, and that's only because I'm having a real hard time. And I think some of them have switched wallets. Like I think you guys were using different wallets in the hatchery, and you canceled, and then you went and moved into your mining wallet because of the hatchery, the tier 4 being the submission type of hatchery. So just drop a note with the wallet address, and I'll get those out to you. That'll be done here in the next 24 hours. That should be completed, especially those of you who are missing them. So just drop that email. Secondly, we did have a few minor issues with the mining contract, the leasing contract, little not bugs, but communication issues between the contract syncing information. Those were worked out, and now they're in the process of deploying the new Web3. We were waiting on the election this year, I was, to determine whether we were going to create the corporation for MoveQuest, which is the MoveQuest Labs, outside of the United States, or if we were going to incorporate inside the United States. With Trump winning, we decided to use the corporation here in the United States. So all of that stuff is back, Dun & Bradstreet number and all that good stuff, all corporate documents. So we will now push all of that into Apple, and we will be moving into the Apple App Store here over the next, I would say, probably about the next 2 to 3 weeks. So this week we're bringing up the new Web3. It's a little bit more detailed. We tried to simplify it even more than what it is right now. And the homepage has a lot more content, different images and stuff like that on it. That's coming up this week. The leasing is ready to go. We want to test it first. So the tier 4 hatchery folks, you guys are going to get first access. Once we make sure that everything worked great, we'll open it up to the entire community. So the rest of the community, you will see it in the next probably 3 to 7 days, I would say. Then what we're doing is we're pushing into the new MoveQuest DApp that you will download on your phone. Of course, like I just said, we created the LLC here in the United States. And so we'll submit all that over to Apple. We'll go into the Apple Store. You won't need test flight here very, very soon. We'll be turning on the boosts, the increased mining power of your Titans. That's going to be starting here in the next couple of weeks. Our final phase, I would say major, is the challenges that we'll be creating. I'm not going to give you a timeline on that because I have no idea. That's been the most challenging piece of this project to put together. But we're pretty much rounding out, we're coming to the end of all the major pieces that we had to develop for MoveQuest. So you're going to start seeing all that really button up and be completed. And then after that, it's just about the enhancements, adding different features, more gamification, treasury hunts, things like that. We got so much that, I mean, I'm not even going to talk about it because I don't want anybody waiting for it. But what you're going to be seeing here over the next few weeks is only the beginning. Everything that we've got planned for this, we still have another 3 to 4 years of building that we're going to be doing within this app. This ecosystem is going to be huge. And not only that, but it's also designed so that other projects can build on this as well. So it'll be increasing the ecosystem from then too. We've got more stuff coming. I mean, we've got the merchandise coming, the swag and all the, baseball caps, sweatshirts, t-shirts, water bottles, lanyards, all that stuff that people will be able to buy, the boosts, your avatars. There's so much that's being wrapped up and going to be here very shortly. So this is the best time to hold that MoveQuest. I'm just telling you, because once we unleash this puppy, X Trends, did you guys, Herschel or Corey, did you guys share the X Trends video with the community at all?
I did not. I'm not sure if Corey did, but
Let
I
me see
did
if I
not.
can. I'll see if I can find it here. I was kind of excited about this. I just kind of wanted to give us a little teaser. Um, I'll have to take my headphones off or you guys won't be able to hear it because the sound will come through my headphones. Hang on. So they're going to be doing a lot of videos and a lot of marketing for us.
You're okay. There you go. I was gonna say you were muted.
All right, now let me come back over here and share my screen. Let's see, can everybody see this real quick? Probably. Can you see that, Herschel?
I was gonna say blow it up if you can.
We take it like from the gym to the club, put in work, and get pop from the sweat to a check, man. We never gonna stop. Build up, hands up, move into the club. We up. You move into the world. Trend high, go all night.
Yeah, your audio is kind of lagging over there.
A lot of feedback, you said?
I said it was kind of lagging on this end, so
Let
it
me,
was kind of difficult to hear it.
let me see if it'll work better now that it's loaded.
Earn when you move, yeah, we take things flight from the gym to the club, put in work, and get pop from the sweat to a check, man. We never gonna stop. Build up, hands up, move into the club. We up. You move into the world. Trend high, go all night. Don't stop.
Yeah, it's
So
just
is that
audio.
better?
Not really.
Well, you know what? If you guys can make it available in the groups and in Discord, that would
Perfect.
be great. But we're
Perfect.
going to be working with X Trends. They've got, and so I would follow them on Twitter. Um, but they're going to be doing a lot more video recordings and things like that for us. They're going to be promoting us, and they're going to be on our AMAs. They're going to be doing AMAs as well. They have anywhere from 175,000 to 500,000 people on any given AMA that they do, and they do several per week. So we're excited about that. Lots of great things coming, but pretty much that's all I got. I'm sorry that my presentation crashed on me. And I am going to get it out to everybody because I think it's great for everybody to read. I gave you a lot of analogies on there on how to understand this ecosystem and how it all works, based on real life type things, because I know a lot of people are new to crypto, but got a pretty badass system here.
Perfect. Like always, Miss Lynette, we appreciate you coming and sharing the information and updates as you have them. The one of the major takeaways that, and just in listening to you this evening that I received was, this is structurally one of the most, if not the most solid platforms when it comes to a crypto project that's running on a blockchain that is out there. And right now, for those that can see or grasp or even just want to believe in that, leveraging the hatchery right now gives you that double whammy, so to speak, because you're already mining with your physical activity, but and you're hodling or holding your tokens. And if you're going to be holding them anyway, why not position them to earn even more tokens? And one thing I'm not sure if many grasp when and looking at your spreadsheet sometimes is that as more and more people come into the ecosystem, which I truly believe they will, especially as we have leasing being rolled out here in the very, very near future, is that as more people come in, the number of tokens that we will individually be able to mine on a daily basis will go down, will go down. Given that, if you have tokens in the hatchery, that is a set figure, a set number that you're earning on a daily basis. And I saw on one of Lynette's spreadsheets, I believe it was either last week or the week before, you actually highlighted the fact that you could potentially be earning, even with just apples to apples, 16, if we look at 8 Titans in comparison to 16 Vanguards, the equivalents there would actually potentially position you to be earning more than maxing out from mining on a daily basis. That's huge. And the fact that we can, because I know a lot of people are saying, well, I need one device, two devices, 5 devices, or what have you to maximize. Well, herein lies a scenario where you can actually maximize beyond just the 16 vanguards or 8 vanguards or whatever the case may be. You can keep adding and keep earning and accumulating henceforth. So just want to make sure we're
Yes.
all aware of that if you were not, to take that into consideration as well. And I see you're sharing your screen now. I'm assuming you wanted
Yeah.
to add some
So
addition.
like for me, I had 944 MoveQuest. And here's the other thing I don't think people realize either. Like we didn't allocate MoveQuest tokens to anybody, not even me. I'm the creator of the project, and I didn't get an allocation of MoveQuest tokens. I have to mine them or I have to buy them, just like everybody else. That way it's an even playing field for everybody. And so I took 944 of my MoveQuest tokens in this card, and I got my 39 Vanguards, which I'll lease out. Um, and I had to pay the hatching fee, which that's liquidity paired to MoveQuest. That's $2,600 going towards liquidity. But at the end of 222 days, I'm going to earn 387 MoveQuest tokens. So I've got to submit the last 2 days, so I'll actually have 11, 13 days. I've missed 3 days of submissions, which is really bad. I'm the creator of the project and I didn't submit 3 days. I mean, I don't even know how I forgot that, but I did. I get that busy. If I don't submit, I don't get my reward for that day. Okay, so somebody from the outside of the ecosystem, they can't just go buy MoveQuest and deposit. Okay, they can buy it, they can mint their miners, and then they can dock them and then start submitting, and they're earning in the hatchery. So you have to be participating in the ecosystem for the tier 4 hatchery to work for you. But you can see here, I've earned already in 5 days 19 MoveQuest. Now, if you come over here to my dashboard, let's see, let's go to my earnings. Look at this. I've got 41 days, and I've only mined 17.9 MoveQuest tokens. To me, that's a lot because I already know what MoveQuest is going to do. I'm not a seller of MoveQuest. I'm waiting for the token to get up into that, $100,000 mark, and I can cash out millions of dollars. I'm not cashing out at $8. To me, that's just silliness. That does nothing for me. And that's so to me, I'm banking this. I look back at what Bitcoin did, and I already know that this was built on the fundamentals of Bitcoin with some major enhancements because you kind of learn things from what Bitcoin didn't do or didn't have. It's a blockchain, it's not a project. So we had the ability to create the scarcity of the project and the ecosystem and all those wonderful things that MoveQuest has. So to me, 17 MoveQuest is a lot. Okay, even if I sell them at $1,000, okay, that's $17,000 from my physical activity. $17 times 8. I mean, today, no. I mean, if you're in the project, you're using the app because you want to become more physically fit. But I don't want to cash out 17 MoveQuest for $136. I just don't want to do it. And even at $100, I'm still, to me, $1,700 is great, but that's not impressive. I really am holding my tokens until it hits. This is what I'm looking for. And it will only take, I bet in less than 2 years, we'll see MoveQuest at that price. And you're looking at $1.7 million that I made over 41 days. That's all it took me to make $1.7 million. And I can hold on to that for 2 years. 100%. I had to hold on to my Bitcoin for a lot more years than that. See, my first Bitcoin was 2009. So I had to hold on to that for what, 15 years? I'm still holding on to my Bitcoin because Bitcoin's not even done. I mean, it's still going to go up. I'm holding my Bitcoin for much longer, even than what it is at today's market value. I'm a holder anyway. I'm an addict when it comes to crypto. So I can't help it. I'm staking everywhere. I'm a holder. I don't like to sell my crypto. But that hatchery, like what Herschel said, it gives you that boost because you are creating scarcity within the project. That's the big thing. By putting your MoveQuest in the hatchery, you're creating scarcity. You're letting us know that you're not selling those tokens. And so when we look up here, there's no limit here. The developers put 300,000 in there just because I had said 280,000 is our goal. If we got to 300,000, that would be too many MoveQuest in the hatchery because then there's not enough MoveQuest in circulation. So 280,000 right now is the max, but you got to remember 2,500 a day go in. So it does increase what could be in the hatchery. So there's not a limit. We just kind of put that there to gauge it, that we're at 42% of what our goal is of the 280,000. But we know for sure that of the MoveQuest that's in circulation, and there's 400 and some thousand MoveQuest tokens in circulation. If you look here, if I was to make this 0, and then this is the original hatchery 0, this is what is currently in circulation, 462,000 MoveQuest tokens. And then if you come down here to the liquidity, you can see that it needs 3.7 million to be fluid. And at that point, we are 33% away, 34% away from being fluid, which is still amazing. And so this is what is currently in circulation right there. And we want to get 80 or 61 of those out of circulation. Yeah. So that's what that does. It pulls them out and it creates that scarcity, drives up the market value. In 222 days, all that liquidity is there. And then honestly, this is my personal advice to people that don't have to sell their MoveQuest. Get yourself on an 80-20 plan where you cash out 20% and you roll the 80% back into the hatchery and do it again. Because the hatchery is going to have a limited amount of MoveQuest. 2,500 MoveQuest per day is all that can be allotted. Okay, and I'm going to show you something here. We only have, where's it at down here? 457,500. Okay, from the first year's reserve that can go into the hatchery. So right now, if you go and you look at the 127,000 per day, so this is limited. This ain't going to be here forever. 127,975. So we might do boosts later or something like that, but 0.001846. Right now, there's only 236 MoveQuest each day being rewarded out of the 2,500 that's available. So if you were to take, I'm just going to round it up, 455,000, divide that by 236 MoveQuest, we got about 1,927 days, divide that by 365, about 5 years. If nobody else went into the tier 4, it would give you about 5 years of using the hatchery. So for as long as it's here, that's how you're going to get those excess tokens, the excess ones, the ones that aren't going to be done through mining because we don't have the demand for them. Now, if we had the demand for them, let's say, you know, if all the selling wasn't going on, it's oversaturated right now. Whenever you see this, okay, there's not a demand. When you see this, and if it was constant and just a little bit of selling, you would see a demand. Then we would be able to put those extra tokens into circulation, but we see too much of this. And that tells us that we have too many. There's too many in circulation. And so when you put them in the hatchery, we know you're not selling them. And so we get a really good idea of what the selling pressure is. And so I look at the tokens. I always look at what's in the wallets. I don't know who you are. I just know the wallets and they never change. Okay. So those of you who have 100 or more, you always have 100 or more. You don't sell them. And the wallets stay consistent. Every now and then you'll see a few being sold here and there from people who have 100 or more. It's the ones who have 100 or less that are the sellers. And so if you're the holders, you should be in the hatchery and getting all those extra tokens because you're the one who's holding. You're the one who's here for the long-term gains. And you're going to get those extra MoveQuests. Plus, not only that, if you're somebody who isn't real physically active and maybe you're not maxing out your physical activity, get in the hatchery because you're submitting already. And so that's just bonus MoveQuest for you. Even if it is just getting a couple of navigators, it's $50 of MoveQuest, $7.50 of the AVAX, and you're mining MoveQuest every single day just because you submitted. So it's a really good place to be. I would encourage everybody to get into the hatchery if you're holding. If you're not holding and you're selling, don't get in the hatchery because they are locked up for 222 days and that contract doesn't unlock. They are really there for 222 days until you can claim them. So I'm done again, Herschel.
Perfect. And before we round it out, I'll just let everybody know prior to the leasing being released, the new website going up, we will be having information, tutorials, trainings, and things of that nature to help everybody understand as many of the elements and aspects of this and run through multiple types of scenarios and things of that nature as we possibly can. So once it's actually done, we've had opportunity to do the beta testing and everything on it. That will allow us to produce the material necessary for everybody to be able to grasp it and hit the ground running as soon as it's made available for the masses. So I know just like myself, Miss Lynette is extremely excited, anxious, and anticipating, everything to be done in a relatively short period of time. Just keep in mind, we are dealing with technology and things can happen. However, just know that the diligence is being put forth, the effort is being put forth to get this into the hands of the entire community as fast as humanly possible. So with that being said, I want everybody to have a wonderful evening. We'll get this recording up for any of those that may have missed it. And for those of you that were invited to tonight's call, and this may have been the first time that you've listened or heard anything about MoveQuest, just know that this is our standing weekly update call where we have the opportunity to hear directly from the creator of this platform. If you want a full understanding or overview of the platform tomorrow, please get back to the person that shared this with you or that invited you here this evening. And Mr. Brandon Ivy and Ms. Marnita Casa have a overview call every Monday and Wednesday. And correct me if I'm wrong, Ms. Marnita, at 1 p.m. Eastern. And that Zoom can be accessed by going to health2wealth.live. health2wealth.live. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. We'll see you next time.